Magister Irin never let me watch him do this. It's so interesting.
Sorry, Lady Arabelle. I couldn't find any of the volumes on your list at my last port.
No time for books today, my darling. My friend has a
Might be
favor
something
to
good in
ask,
there.
so play
Might be
nicely.
nothing. Never know unless you check.
Go ahead. Ask her to take us to Amanos. She'll think we're crazy. And she won't be wrong.
Captain Bazrush is a very close friend. Tell her I'd like her to take you to Amanos as a prisoner. You're less likely to attract attention that way. Tell her she'll receive a full purse of gold and an evening in my company when this is all over.
Good health to you, Wayfarer. I'm the captain of the Shackled Guar. Now tell me, what grand adventure has Lady Arabelle drafted you into, and what does it have to do with me? Talk fast, Mainlander. I sail for Amanos on the tide. Oh? And I suppose she's offering her usual pouch of gold and the promise of an evening's company at her manor? Ha! She does know the way to this sailor's heart. If that's your port of call, who am I to argue? Just know the dangers before you step aboard my ship. If they process you in the stockade, you'll never leave Amanos alive. If you head into the jungle, beware the beasts and the gangs of banished. The gangs of prisoners who band together to survive in the jungle. They're all bad, but the green serpents are the worst. Here, for you and the pretty boy. Disguises. Put them on and try to look appropriately forlorn as you go aboard my ship. You need disguises because you want to travel aboard a prison ship. And because you want to avoid notice when we reach Amanos. So, disguises. You'll look like just two more poor bastards bound for the prison island, guaranteed. You know the lady. She picks up strays wherever she goes. Helps with her work, and she enjoys the company. The first time we met, she was supposed to arrest me for smuggling. Instead, she turned me into an operative, and we broke a much larger ring. Oh, the lady has her ways. And I could never say no to a pouch full of gold and a pretty face. Say, your face is pretty. Maybe if you survive and make it off Amanos, you can call on me. Just ask around the docks. Everyone knows old Bazrush.
See, what did I tell you, dear? An all-expense-paid voyage and a brand-new outfit. If a tad frayed and smelling of fish, do put it on and let's see how you look as a prisoner.
Jakarn do this, Jakarn do that. Jakarn, put on a disguise so you can board a transport to a prison island from which you'll probably never return. Ugh, the things I do for gold.
The Shackled Guar is just down the pier. Move, you dirty prisoners.
You get them there, you old sea dog, and I'll get them out.
I'll do my job, Arabelle. And remember, I like pomegranate wine with my salted mutton.
All the prisoners are aboard, Captain.
2 more latecomers, Juris.
These prisoners aren't on my list.
Then add them. I'll tell you about it later.
As you say, Captain. Get aboard, you scum! Get aboard, wretch!
Get aboard, you wretch, before I decide to tie you to the anchor and drag you to Amanos.
This is one of the nicer prison transports I've had the pleasure to travel aboard.
Inside, prisoner. Move! Into the stockade, dog! I won't tell you again.
Psst. Over here. Like my new outfit? What better way to search Amino Station than disguised as a jailer, huh? I'll see what I can learn about our missing royals here in the stockade and around town. You head to the jungle. From what I already heard, you need to hurry. Before I engaged in 2 of my 3 favorite activities, eavesdropping and thievery, I heard the jailers talking about a bounty placed by the Green Serpent's prison gang. They're offering a reward for 3 nobles that washed ashore in the jungle. What else could it be? Do you know of any other noble-born people who were lost at sea in the area? So head north and go through the big gate. That's your way into the jungle. Meanwhile, I'll see whether or not House Mornard is involved in all this. First, find the leaders. If you can't do that, find the serpents. One of them is bound to know something. I hear they have a camp northeast of the jungle gate. And take this flare. The 3 captains are circling the island waiting for your signal. Try not to let anything in the scary jungle kill you. Just head north, go through the gate, and head north some more. I hear there's a Green Serpent camp out that way. Hey, you got this! I mean, you probably got this. If anyone's got this, it's you. Ooh, that's hurtful. And here I thought we were friends. But let me think. Oh, there's a coin fort on the far side of the island. Steer clear of that unless you run out of other options. It's controlled by the serpents, and they're stone-cold killers. I haven't seen any signs of the Order here on Aminos. Yet. But there must be a connection, right? How else would the serpents know about the Alliance leaders if the Ascendant Order didn't tip them off? And I'll start digging around out here. Oh, and if you were wondering, I'll hop a ship back to High Isle when I'm finished. Easy enough out here in Aminos Station. As long as you don't look like one of the prisoners. After you secure the royals, find a clear beach and fire that flare.
You think the serpents were telling the truth? Freedom? If we find the lost nobles?
You know the Kaishiti's saying. If it sounds too good, it probably is.
So what if I deserted? It was dangerous at the front. I got caught, and they sent me here. Where's the justice in that? At least I don't have to...
Hey, I saw you on the transport. You and that pretty boy were packed aboard at the last moment. Well, stay out of my way, and we won't have any trouble. You got it?
There's nothing with your head.
Let's go. I don't care what you say. I'm heading into the jungle.
Don't be stupid, Rasa. You're safer here in the stockade.
I am a good hunter. Freedom or death?
Look at here. New meat. You've got big ears, new meat. But if you must know, word around this stockade is that the Green Serpents are offering a way off this rock. Something about friends in high places. You just need to find a trio of nobles supposedly wandering the jungle. What gave it away? The fact that no one gets off this rock? Or that the serpents have friends in high places? Or maybe how ridiculous it is to imagine nobles lost in the jungle. I'll tell you what I told Rasa. Going into the jungle is crazy.
Through this gate lies the jungle of Aminos. Your home for the rest of your miserable lives.
Please, I'm innocent, I tell you. Don't send me into the jungle.
Too late for that. You've all been processed. If we don't banish you into the jungle, you'll die.
Right. Certain death out here. At least a slight chance to survive in the jungle. That's the fate of the banished. Processed prisoners, I've seen all kinds. Some beg and plead, others cry like babes dragged from their mothers' breasts. Others get angry, offer gold, make threats. It would be sad if I didn't find it so amusing.
An innocent orc, banished to the wilds of Amanos. What's fair about that? I hear there are gangs roaming the jungle. Maybe I can join one. Safety in numbers, right?
Back to the stockade, prisoner. It will be your turn for processing and banishment soon enough.
I'll find a way to make them all pay. Everyone responsible for sending me to this damn dung heap. They'll rue the day. Rue, I say! Banished to the jungle doesn't sound too terrible, does it? How bad could it be beyond those gates? Probably just a lot of talk to frighten us. Yes, that's it. Just a lot of talk.
I'm gonna survive out in that jungle, just to spite them all. Wait and see if I don't. Wait and see. This one knows she can never leave the jungle. But sometimes, slipping through that gate is so tempting. Stay back! This one was just looking at the gate and regretting the choices that led her to this fate. This one cannot do that. This one was processed, so she cannot live anywhere but within this dung-infested jungle. You are prisoners and do not know this. Once you are banished to the jungle, leaving it will kill you dead, dead, dead. No, no lie. This one saw it with her own eyes. Poor Humdo did just that. Turned to dust before he had gotten more than a few steps through the gate. The jungle is bad, but turning to dust? This one thinks that would be much worse.
Maybe if fish didn't stink so bad, I'd find this more enjoyable.
Another fight? Well, if you insist. Oh. Careful, Walker. All that swimming and fighting has made me hungry, and you look pretty tasty, I must say. You know Zaji, and he's alive? That's good to hear. Now I can kill him for getting us wrecked as soon as I see him. When the storm hit, it was all I could do to hang on to some wreckage and make it to this beach. We're on Amanos, right? The Alliance leaders, right. I keep meaning to try to find Queen Irene, but every time I get started, more of those prison mongrels rush out of the jungle and attack me. I love a good fight as much as the next sailor, but I am exhausted. Sure, 2 noses are better than 1. If we can pick up Queen Irene's scent, I can track her. That's sort of my specialty. The nose knows, as the kittens say. Stay close and follow me. Let's look around. If I catch a familiar scent, I can follow it. Peace conference! Is that what this is all about? Zaji received orders from the crown. I guess we were conscripted. Once I learned that our passenger was Queen Irene, I was dumbfounded that she chose the perfect pounds. Proud, but dumbfounded. Let's stay on track. The scent doesn't lead that way. Let's look around. If I catch a familiar scent, I can follow it. Give me a moment. Someone used this shelter recently. Their scent is fresh. Familiar. This way. Let me take a sniff. The remains of a fire. There are tracks here. This way. What have we got here? There was a fight here. What's that? On the ground. That medallion has the Queen's scent all over it. There! I have her trail. Follow me. The Queen is in danger.
Even your friend shouldn't be wandering back.
Be careful out there, Walker. And tell the Queen I'll be all right. She's much too important to worry about a few cuts and scratches. I'll be fine. After I...
Fair day and Oriel's blessing to you. I am Irene Arana Aldmeri, Queen of the Aldmeri Dominion. You have my apologies, friend of Casca. I'm a stink worse than a 3-day dead Gua right now. Ah, Lady Arabelle. I knew she wouldn't leave us to rot in this jungle. But she only sent you. Not an army or a chivalry of knights. No matter. I welcome the company. Trouncing these green serpent bastards is amusing, but I'm starting to grow weary. Ah, yes. We were together for a time, but we argued and he rushed off in a huff. I believe I know where to find him after we make some preparations for our rescue. You can signal a ship, but I can help calm the storm that hugs the coast. Never heard about my time with the Sea Elf pirates? They taught me some weather magic. Could you get what I need for the ritual? A claw from a volcanic beast, a feather, and the bones of a drowned sailor. Sadly, these beaches are thick with those. Gather the claw, a feather, and the bones, and I'll make sure the rescue ship can reach the shore safely. While you're gone, I want to take a look at Casca's wounds. She won't admit it, but I can see that she's hurt pretty badly. I am. I founded our alliance right after I accepted my dead father's crown. Anything else you want to know? We are still lost in a hostile jungle, in case you haven't noticed. The old ways are gone. The High Elves, the Khajiit, and the Wood Elves have the strength of will and character to unify Tamriel. I know we may not see eye to eye, but the war has only served to forge my resolve. I believe it with all my heart. When my father died, I took up his throne. It was a difficult transition. But I believe my experience has prepared me, honed me to be the ruler the Dominion needs. The ruler Tamriel needs, if I may be so bold. What have you heard? I adventured for a time, but the tales of my exploits have been greatly exaggerated. Except the story about the bear. Or the kite. Or the trolls. I miss adventuring. That's where I met Casca, in Elsewhere, during my travels. Casca, you've been injured. Let me tend to your wounds. Casca will be all right. And you have the items? Well done. While portals to and from Amanos are prohibited, I can teleport within the confines of the island. It just takes more effort. Interesting. Thank you for procuring these items. With them, I can clear the storm when we're ready to depart. Oh, very well, if you insist. You may not believe this, but Emmerich and I do not always see eye to eye. He's as stubborn as his throne is uncomfortable. Why the Bretons insist their king must suffer every time he sits down, I'll never understand. Here, I'll mark your map. It was just north of here. I wonder how excited you'll be when the eagle and the lion are back together again. We tend to argue. A lot. I'll catch up. Have no fear, I'll be along shortly. I just need to... Never mind, it's complicated. Magica. Don't worry, I've got this. Go find Emmerich. It was a well-planned and dastardly attack. I could sense the magical nature of the summoned storm, and none of my own arcane protections functioned. They blocked them, somehow. If the storm hadn't raged out of control, I'd be dead now. Of course. I'm not an archmage, but I know my way around a spell or two. They must have had agents aboard as well, because I sensed a pulse of magicka before the storm hit. Whatever it was, the bastards rendered every enchanted item we had useless. Absolutely. Tamriel is changing, and her leaders must adapt. The situation in Cyrodiil right now, I can't see a way forward. Perhaps these talks represent a solution. I'm always in favor of people sitting down to have an earnest conversation. I am. I founded our alliance right after I accepted my dead father's crown. I'll be fine, I just need a moment. Sea elf magics are always so particular. This little beauty will help us immensely, you'll see. Have no fear, I'll be along shortly. I just need to... Never mind, it's complicated. Magica. Don't worry, I've got this. Go find Emmerich. This is the spot. But no Emmerich. That man is infuriating. This complicates the situation. Let's talk. Emmerich isn't here, but he left behind a number of... Emmerich isn't here, but he left behind a number of green serpents. For a man of his advanced years, he can still swing a powerful sword. Emmerich is nothing if not reliable. Look at the way the dead serpents are laid out. Isn't it obvious? He left a trail to follow. It leads directly into the cave just up the path. Go ahead and look for him. I'll be along shortly. The poultices should have done their job by now, so I want to go back and retrieve Casca. We will want her strength at our side before this is over, and she needs to be nearby when you signal for the rescue ship. Don't worry about me. If I could survive the politics of Somerset, I can handle an inhospitable island. I'll retrieve Casca and we'll meet up with you in a bit. Don't worry about me.
You there! I'm begging you. There was a shipwreck. The others need help. Our ship was attacked by coral, I think. It just grew out of the waves, and I don't know what happened to the other sentry, Veslin, or the sea elf prisoners we were transporting. I woke up alone on the beach. The sailors and other jailers call that place the Coral Cliffs. I won't survive the trip inside, but you're an adventurer. You're my only hope of getting the survivors out. Another House Menard ship expects us. Our prisoner exchange is overdue. I counted the footprints. Enough for each of the prisoners and Veslin. She's with them, mark my words. I just hope they're all right. Get Veslin and those ne'er-do-wells out of the Coral Cliffs. House Mornard will see that you're compensated. The Coral Cliffs aren't an area anyone wants to be lost in. Strange noises thereabouts. Makes me shudder. You find my fellow sentry and those prisoners of ours. Get them out of there safely. I need to rest my hurts before we move on from here. North. House Mornard has a larger ship waiting for them. We were tasked with taking the prisoners to the ship from Aminos Station. Their captain gave Gold and her word that she wouldn't attack Mornard's ship in return for her crew's safe return. It sprouted from the waves like some curse from nature. Dozens of faces lost beneath the waves, prisoner and sentry alike. The lieutenant said the sea elves might act up, captain's bargain or no, but I have never seen one of them magic coral. This lot seemed congenial enough for pirates. Their captain paid well for their safe return, but taking a sea elf away from land? No, I can't believe they did this. Powerful sea elves make weather trouble. Not what we got. Not the coral. Piracy may be the work of scum, but it pays well. This lot was lucky to be caught. Most pirates go down with their ship. I suppose House Dufort felt charitable when their patrol ship captured this bunch. Our ship held 15 and 10 sentries to keep watch over them. I only saw 6 prisoners and Veslin flee the ship before it was too late. I was the last to make it off before it went under. No, not as such. Though there's one who's friendly with all the others. Kairisnia. She got along with everyone and even thanked me a few times for their upkeep. Didn't think anything of the chatter before. One of the Breton noble houses. They govern Aminos Station and the prison stockade. The whole island is technically under their jurisdiction, but no one cares about the jungle. Well, except for the mines. Technically, other than the town, the entire island is a prison. They do something to the worst of the prisoners. Call it processing. Once done, they set them loose in the jungle and let them fend for themselves. If they leave the jungle, they die. I'm a sentry on a prison transport. I like to work all right. Sure, some prisoners give you trouble, but they quiet down after a few hits. Nothing bad ever happened prior to the shipwreck. There's something sinister here. I know it.